So we're going to do something a little different today. I needed a joiner here for some projects I was doing, and my beautiful wife bought me one for my birthday, so I'm going to unbox it and set it up for use and join a couple boards. I figured this might be something people are looking around for. I was looking last night before I went and got this one for reviews on this Porter cable. It's just a 6-inch bench joiner. I'm going to use it mostly for small projects. It's very inexpensive. It's only about $250 at my local Lowe's. So here we go. So it comes with an assembly toolkit. We'll put off to the side. And here are instructions. Here it looks like our fence. This is everything that came in the box. So now we're going to open up our instructions. So the first thing we're going to do is install the fence mounting bracket. The screws for the bracket are already in the joiner. And make sure you don't lose track of anything during this assembly process, because I don't think these would be super easy to replace. Where you can take it and use the larger of your Allen wrenches. I use the long end here so I can spin it easily until we get it snuck up. You don't want to tighten any of these before you have all 4 of them in there. Otherwise you could have issues with your alignment. So now we turn to the shorter side of the L. Snug these up. I would suggest maybe a zigzag pattern instead of going straight around. Jerk a lot like a tire. Alright, there we go. Back to the instructions. We actually take this to mount our base. Let me see if there's any additional hardware. I believe this washer. Here. Through here. And here's a lug for the track underneath. Make sure the fence is slid back so it can go into the grooves that are meant for this. Actually got it pretty good there. Getting cut. I just cleaned that up with some thinner, it seemed to work great. I'm going to use some turtle wax. I'm pretty sure it's not the right thing to use on here, but it's what I use on my table saw, and it's what I have in my shop, so here we go. You definitely do want to wax this surface so that the boards do slide nice and easy. Makes a big difference in how the tool feels like it works. Waxed up. Give it a few seconds to dry, or a few minutes actually. I'll come back and buff it, and then I'll be ready to try run a board through it and see what we get, see how it works as far as the joiner goes. As far as the setup, I mean the fence is a little finicky. You want to make sure you do get that to 90 degrees. Otherwise, you're kind of defeating the purpose of having a joiner. So we'll see how that works. I'll check it. I'm going to put I'm just using some sawhorses here because I'm actually going to use the joiner to build a bench for it. So I'm going to put some screws in here and just screw them into these tiny little sawhorses that I have. Should work fine for now. But I'll be back in a minute and you can see how it works. So we have it set up to start at just take 1/28 off the edge of this. I'm just going to run this piece of some number 2 pine through. Fortunately the edge isn't too bad, but we'll get a good feel for how it works anyway. And we can actually do the flat side because it's a small enough piece. And I've been getting one comment from my fellow YouTuber, all caps Rage No Spaces, about safety glasses. Well, when you're using a brand new tool, definitely want to be wearing not just safety glasses, but safety goggles. Oh, look at these bad boys. Gotta be DeWalt. Blade speed is controlled here. I'm very happy with the finish on that edge. So now I've got 2 joint faces, and I can take the table saw, get my dimensional width, and I can take my dimensional planer and get my thickness now that I have one truly flat side from the joiner. Let me grab the plane and we'll see how flat that side really is. So if you're hand planing this wood, one of the ways you would tell if you got it nice and flat is to use the edge of the plane here against the wood and see what kind of light you see through it. To me that looks real good. And we're almost perfect this way. That's nice. The end's a little harder to tell on the camera, but all in all, I think for the first few passes, it works pretty good. It should be a nice little addition to my shop here upstairs in the barn. Well, looks like we're pretty square. So if you want to see some more reviews, or you like what you saw, or you're going to be buying one of these, please subscribe down there. Give me thumbs up. And as always, a shout out to my boys in the hollow. All caps Rage, no spaces. Got the glasses on. You guys are nuts.